Good evening, everybody. How you doing? It's Monday, and we're already in the last week of January. What? The last week of January? Yes, we are. Last week of January, January 25th. Here we are. Tech 20, Monday night. Hope everybody's had a good start to their day. Getting ready for who knows what's coming tonight, whether it be rain, snow, sleet, ice, all of the above. Promises to probably be in a eventful evening / morning tomorrow when everybody is waking up to go out. Hopefully it's not too bad. It doesn't get too cold. I think, let me see here. What is the Weather Channel predicting? I know they have a winter weather advisory for up to 2 inches of snow, and they're calling for it to be pretty cool tonight. So yeah, it might be slick tomorrow. So be careful if you're driving tomorrow. So let's get hopping. Let's get started. First and foremost, Nitro PDF. If anybody out there has used Nitro PDF, just want to make you aware, they back in, 2020, October of 2020, Nitro software disclosed a low-impact security incident. Apparently, it was no big deal. No customer data was impacted. However, a stolen database containing email addresses, names, and passwords of more than 77 million records of Nitro PDF server users was leaked today for free. It's a 14 gig database containing 77,159,696 records with users' email addresses, full names, bcrypt hash passwords, titles, company names, IP addresses, and other system-related information. It has been added to the Have I Been Pawned service, which allows you to check if your info has been compromised. Just Google or DuckDuckGo. Don't use Google. Have I Been Pawned? It's a website. I went to it. You can see if your stuff's been compromised and where it may have been compromised. It also affects other organizations, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Chase, and Citibank. So what should you do? Change your password. Pretty simple. Change your password. Use a unique password and maybe use a password manager. I haven't said that enough times, so I'll just say it again. Use a password manager, Dashlane, LastPass, 1Password. Don't use your browser. Don't do it. I don't care what I said with the Google Chrome update. 88 has better stuff. Don't use your browser. Well, how about this? Price break. AirPods Pro, which is the, as a lot of people will proclaim, is the best sounding wireless earbuds that Apple makes. The prices dropped to $200 online, including Amazon and Walmart, $50 off the normal price. So good price. Check it out. It's still $30 more expensive than the Black Friday price. It's still a good deal, $50 off. So check out AirPods Pro on Amazon, Walmart, probably some other places too. You can get price match. Check out Best Buy so you can price match it, or Micro Center, and maybe save more than $50. But they're down to the lowest price, so get them while the getting's good. Speaking of Apple, I thought this was kind of interesting. They have issued a warning. Apple has issued a warning, and the fact that magnets and life-saving medical devices don't mix. If that's not abundantly clear, then you've never. Where you've been. Here, Apple recently updated a support document to warn against keeping the iPhone 12, the newest one, and MagSafe accessories too close to pacemakers, defibrillators, and other implants that might respond to magnets and radios. Keep them at least 6 inches away in regular use, or at least a foot away if the iPhone is wirelessly charging. So what does that mean? Don't put it in your pocket, like your breast pocket, shirt pocket, if you have a pacemaker or some other defibrillator. The extra number of magnets should increase the risk compared to past iPhone models. Apparently, though, this notice comes days after doctors reported the new iPhones could interfere with implants. In a test, they found an iPhone 12 kicked a defibrillator implant into a suspended state when it got near. That is scary. This goes out to all the people who say, technology can be bad for you. Or here's an example. So keep your iPhone in your pocket, not a big deal. But if you put it up here in your shirt pockets or coat, be careful. Don't lay it on your chest too. Apple is releasing, potentially, rumor has it, a new Fitness Plus feature. It's a podcast-like feature called Time to Walk. It'll be for Fitness Plus subscribers and watch owners. This is according to Mac Rumors. Feature popped up in a Watch OS 7.3 release candidate beta. It's described as an audio experience in the workout app where guests share inspiring stories as you walk. Kind of cool. I like that. Sometimes it can be boring to go out for a walk. This could be a good way to motivate a little bit more or enjoy your time walking. According to Twitter user, Apple released and then pulled a promotional video about the new feature. And so, again, Fitness Plus is the $10 per month service, requires an Apple Watch, launched in September. Library of workout videos, yoga, dance, core exercise, strength training, etc., etc. And Watch OS 7.3 is set to arrive in the coming days, with Time to Walk launching at the same time, if the leak proves to be accurate. Now the bad news. A third class action lawsuit has been filed in Europe against Apple seeking compensation. Basically, it's the Italy's Altro Consumer Production Agency dubs planned obsolescence on a number of iPhone 6 models. So iPhone 6, so that's 6 generations back. They are saying that Apple is once again throttling the performance on Apple devices that are older. And this is similar to what happened not too long ago. Last year, Apple had a big settlement related to similar charges, where it's accused of intentionally slowing down the performance of older iPhones to encourage customers to buy newer models or fresh batteries. So, comes out again that they said this is the third class action suit filed in Europe. So we'll see. We will see. So I had mentioned probably 3 weeks ago how there were some employees of Alphabet and Google. It's Alphabet's the parent company, Google's underneath, that had formed a union that was basically it was the Alphabet Workers Union, which was affiliated with the Communication Workers of America. Well, now various Alphabet unions have joined together, created a global alliance called the Alpha Global Alliance. It was created with some help from UNI Global, a federation of unions that represents 20 million workers from a variety of fields, including the technology industry. 13 different unions are part of the Alpha Global, spanning 10 different countries, including US, UK, Germany, Switzerland, and Sweden. So what does this mean? Well, I don't know, but this is something you're seeing more and more of with your big tech companies, who workers are complaining about issues in and around these companies, the way they're treating workers, and they're forming unions. And UNI Global said that it would demand fundamental human rights for all workers in Alphabet operations, and generally hold the company and various other, which is Google's and various other bets, including DeepMind, Waymo, Verily, Sidewalk Labs, accountable. So we'll see. What does this mean? The Alliance wants to tackle a bevy of issues, including the treatment of content moderators and usage of non-disclosure agreements. Interesting. So, saw this. This was interesting news. Again, something along the lines with SolarWinds. The SolarWinds piece just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Symantec has identified the fourth strain of malware that was used during the SolarWinds supply chain attack. So there's Sunspot, Sunburst, Teardrop, and now Raindrop. So apparently all these things were used in an order when it came to the attacks, the SolarWinds attacks, and how they were used, and then targeting specific companies and targets. Raindrop was only used during the very last stages of an intrusion deployed on the networks of very few selected targets. So what does that mean? Well, this may be speaking Greek and Chinese people, but understand when cyber attackers attack, especially at the level that SolarWinds, they have a purpose. It's not just to go in. It's not just to maneuver around. It's to go in and find where they can get to, how they can escalate privileges, how they can get to the next level, and who can they get to? Who are the bigger fish? And so what it started is the intruders first deployed the Sunspot malware. This was used exclusively within the SolarWinds network, and they used the malware to modify the build process of the SolarWinds Orion app, and then insert the Sunburst malware inside new versions of Orion, which is an IT inventory management system. These Trojanized versions of Orion, when undetected, were active in the official SolarWinds update servers between March and June of 2020, so almost a year ago. Companies who applied these Orion updates also installed the Sunburst malware. Wasn't very complex, didn't do much except to just gather. It was just a reconnaissance. It gathered information, sent the data to a remote server. Let's see. When hackers wanted to escalate their access, they used Sunburst to download and install the Teardrop malware. So this then took them up a level. Then they would choose to deploy the Raindrop malware. Basically, Raindrop and Teardrop had similar functionality, which is it's a loader for the Cobalt Strike beacon. There are some differences between the two, but again, this is the fourth strain. So this is becoming very complex in terms of just how targeted this was, how stealthy, how planned, how complex. This is not something that the average person just does. This was definitely nation state in its complexity, and it just doesn't bode well, because it goes to show how it doesn't matter where you're at or how big or how small you are, you can be a target, and you can be a target and not even know it. They're saying that all the way back into 2019, this was going on. So who knows? Who knows? So with all that being said, how do you escape big tech? So you may be like, I'm done. I'm unplugging. I'm calling it a day. I'm out of here. Well, we had Parler get banned from Apple and Google's app stores. Amazon shut down the social media app. So what do? Well, let's start here. Smartphone. How do you get away from that? Well, basically, it's Apple and you have Android. Well, there are two ideas that are focused on privacy: light phone and black phone. BlackBerry, black phone. The light phone was created by Joe Hollier and Kai-Wan Tang. No frills. Its light phone is crafted to be used as little as possible. Black phone, on the other hand, it's one of the most secure mobile phones on the market, created by Silent Circle back in 2013. The encrypted device runs on its own operating system, and all communications are fully encrypted for phone and text services. It anonymizes web searches and traffic. You can also go Linux route, which is Fairphone, OnePlus, Gigaset, and Nokia. Search engines, I've talked about this before. DuckDuckGo, very popular. Start Page, another one. So don't use Google search, don't use Bing. Those are gathering data. What about spending your money? Well, don't spend on Amazon, which is so hard to do. But also know that a lot of companies use Amazon Web Servers, AWS, as their backbone. So Spotify, Airbnb, Etsy, Pinterest, all those. So what do? Well, we can go back to old school route. Target, Walmart. Hey, Walmart has a subscription called Walmart Plus where you get unlimited free delivery and fuel discounts for $98 a year. Something to think about. Or shop locally. Shop locally. Social media, tough. Facebook, Instagram, we could go on and on and on. And it's come out now with WhatsApp, finding out that WhatsApp was collecting more information than what was thought, which is owned by Facebook. So you can certainly, you can delete your information from Facebook. There's a way to download your data. It'll be a link in the article that I'm tagged or I'm posting in the comments. Get rid of your data, delete it. The other thing you can do on your computer, get away from Windows, get away from Mac, use Linux. Yeah, I know a lot of people cringe that. Linux is open source, very secure, very safe, and it's highly customizable. So you can really customize your experience however you want it. Kind of daunting at first, but it's got a similar flavor, similar feel, and it works well. Ubuntu, Deepin are pretty much straightforward, easy to install and operate. You can even create a virtual machine on your computer and run everything out of that virtual machine. So what's the bottom line? Well, minimize where you can, get away where you can, and just understand there are alternatives. There are alternatives, and there is a learning curve, so be patient. Be patient. It's not just going to happen. So all that, what are 9 lessons that we learned from cybersecurity experts in 2020? First and foremost, sharing information is going to be crucial. People, companies, government agencies are going to have to share information. It's just the way it is. There has to be information sharing in order for cybersecurity to be stronger moving into the new year. Well, how can the IT industry address cyber threats? Again, work together to share threat intelligence and protect against common threats. That has to happen. It's going to come back. It's going to be a theme in here. Again, partnering to secure solution providers and customers. Each company is a link in a chain. That's what we saw with SolarWinds, is its supply chain. It's the whole premise behind the cybersecurity maturity model certification, where it's designed to tighten up security in the defense industrial base, the whole supply chain for government contracting. Cybersecurity is everyone's job. Next point is that everybody plays a part. From me sitting here doing this to the person sitting in front of a computer at your office, to the IT department, to the CEO, to the founder, everybody has a role to play in cybersecurity. It's important. Next one, MSPs are a target for malicious hackers. SolarWinds, it's a great example. They have their hands in a bunch of other companies. They're a high value target. So MSPs need to be at the top of their game. How to recover from a cybersecurity breach? Ensure you have an adequate data breach recovery plan in place, because it's not a matter of if, it is when. There will be things happening. Things will happen in your company. Breaches will happen. Have a business continuity plan. Have a disaster recovery plan. In that, have a cybersecurity breach, data breach recovery plan. 7, MSPs must build back trust with better security. And that's just, it's simple. We have to stay out in front. And that's not easy. It's a cat and mouse game. It's constantly evolving. You have to keep working to stay out in front. It's a tough game, but you have to work and stay out in front and research and know what the right things are to implement for each of your clients. Every client's a little bit different. There are trends in cybersecurity tech companies that need to be known. Just, again, staying out in front. In cybersecurity, last but not least, cybersecurity goes beyond the IT department. This feeds back into it's everyone's job. It's not just the IT guy. It's not just this. It's the supply chain. Everybody has a part to play. And it's one of those things that if you don't recognize that you have a part to play, then you're in for a world of hurt. It's going to happen. So everybody, and again, data is kind of like the sharing. It's so hard. People want to keep things close to their chest, and it's a challenge. It's difficult. But we have to share information. We have to build trust, not only within the cybersecurity community, but with our clients and with businesses, and learning what they're seeing, because the more information we have, the more data, the better decisions that can be made. So 9 lessons from cybersecurity experts from 2020, and probably plenty more coming in 2021. It's a game. It's not going to stop. So what do you want to know about? Let us know. Let me know. Post in the comments. Message me. We'd love to share and talk about it. It's what I'm here for. I want this to be a forum that is educational and helpful, providing whatever information help you and your business or just your household make better decisions. Next Tech 20 Thursday, 6 p.m. Until then, thanks for watching. Have a great, hope the rest of your beginning of your week, the rest of the day goes well, and the rest of your week goes well, and stay safe if the weather gets bad tonight and tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.